In November 2022, OpenAI released ChatGPT 3.5 to the public, and almost overnight, AI became mainstream. Within a year, headlines were everywhere. One major report claimed that AI could impact up to 300 million jobs globally. The conversation quickly shifted from curiosity to fear. In 2023, predictions about automation accelerated. Elon Musk talked about a future with 1 billion humanoid robots by 2040. Tech companies doubled down. By 2026, OpenAI committed over $1.15 trillion toward AI infrastructure over 5 years. Businesses started integrating AI tools into daily operations. Investors rushed in, and employees began wondering what this meant for their careers. The dominant narrative was clear: AI is replacing humans. But it all changed when Remote Labor Index released their new study. Welcome to the Career Seekers Network, and today we will be talking about how AI taking jobs statement was a hoax. It takes a lot of time, effort, and heart to bring these videos for you, so kindly hit that subscribe button. While much of the world was worried about AI replacing workers, the Remote Labor Index released something different, a first-of-its-kind study that didn't rely on simulations or theoretical benchmarks. Instead of testing AI on artificial tasks, they compared it directly against real humans doing real paid jobs. And the results were surprising. The study found that although AI can speed up certain parts of work, when directly compared to human freelancers, it underperformed 96.25% of the time. In other words, the best performing AI system still failed to deliver acceptable quality results in the vast majority of cases. It raises an important question. Why hasn't anyone systematically compared AI output with actual completed human work before? Most previous benchmarks measured AI against simulated tasks, not real-world, generalized freelance jobs with real clients and real expectations. This research suggests that the real economic value of consumer AI might be far smaller than the hundreds of billions often projected. At least for now, it looks more like a productivity assistant than a full replacement. The study's methodology was straightforward. Researchers selected completed freelance jobs from Upwork, a global platform where clients hire remote professionals for tasks ranging from video editing and graphic design to architecture, coding, game development, and audio production. They then gave the exact same job, briefs, files, and instructions to leading AI models. After the AI completed the tasks, human evaluators compared the results against the original human-delivered work. In total, 240 real jobs were tested, each with an average payment of $630. The outcome wasn't encouraging for automation enthusiasts. The best-performing model, Claude Opus 4.5, achieved only a 3.75% success rate in producing work that met acceptable standards. That means even the top AI system failed 96.25% of the time. And the failures weren't minor technicalities. AI frequently submitted incomplete deliverables, missing assets, partially generated designs, broken files, or severely truncated outputs. In some cases, when an 8-minute video was required, the system generated only a few seconds. In others, essential source files were simply absent. These aren't small quality gaps. They're fundamental execution failures. Because of outcomes like this, research firms such as Gartner have predicted that nearly half of companies that replaced workers with AI may end up rehiring them. And the consequences of overconfidence are already showing. Microsoft, for example, publicly stated that around 30% of its code is now written by AI. Yet in recent months, the company has faced a noticeable rise in software stability issues and product reliability concerns. The takeaway isn't that AI is useless. It's that AI, at least in its current consumer form, functions far better as a time-saving tool than as a full human replacement. And that distinction changes the entire narrative. So this brings up an obvious question. Why was the AI narrative pushed with such intensity? Why were the projections so aggressive, the headlines so absolute, and the future framed as almost inevitable? Time will ultimately reveal the full picture, but some clues are already visible. Earlier, we mentioned that OpenAI committed over $1.15 trillion toward AI infrastructure over 5 years. On the surface, that sounds like unstoppable momentum, but it also raises a serious financial question. How does a company generating around $30 billion in annual revenue justify infrastructure commitments approaching $1.4 trillion? Part of the answer lies in the ecosystem model. OpenAI invests heavily in startups. Those startups, in turn, use funding to build AI-powered products, often relying on OpenAI's models and infrastructure. The money circulates within the same ecosystem. In a way, the system begins to resemble a closed economic loop. Capital flows out through investments and returns through usage. AI, which was supposed to represent the future of efficiency, sometimes looks more like a modern version of a structured exchange network. At the same time, all the massive funding headlines can create the impression that OpenAI must already be operating at trillion-dollar scale. But reality is more grounded. Sam Altman himself has indicated that the company is expected to end the year at roughly $20 billion in revenue. That's a significant number, but it's nowhere near the scale that public perception might assume. At some point, you start realizing something uncomfortable. OpenAI and the other major AI giants aren't just tech companies anymore. They've become systemically important. The scale of money involved has made them feel almost too big to fail. And to understand that, you have to look at the numbers properly. OpenAI's reported $1.1 trillion infrastructure commitment isn't just another headline. For context, total annual capital expenditure across all U.S. companies combined is roughly $1.2 trillion per year. That's every American company, every industry. Now think about that. One AI company signaling commitments that approach the scale of the entire U.S. corporate CapEx cycle over a multi-year period. And that's just OpenAI. Add the spending plans of other AI giants, and you start seeing how inflated the expectations have become. This is how bubbles grow, through belief, capital, and the fear of missing out. But can hype alone sustain something this large? On September 30th, 2025, OpenAI launched Sora 2, its next-generation video model. The goal was clear: dominate video the way ChatGPT dominated text. But within 2 months, retention reportedly dropped close to zero. Something strange started happening. The same AI that was supposed to reshape industries overnight began struggling with engagement, monetization, and real-world stickiness. Markets started reacting too. After Microsoft announced another wave of aggressive AI spending, its market cap dropped by around $350 billion in a short period. Investors weren't celebrating expansion, they were questioning returns. And here's where the irony becomes impossible to ignore. Microsoft's CEO publicly urged people to stop calling AI-generated content slop. This might look normal, but it's filled with pure irony. A company that has invested over $200 billion into AI over the past 2 years, asking the public not to label the output as low-quality spam. It sounds almost humorous, but it's deeply revealing. Because when leadership feels the need to defend the quality narrative, it means the skepticism is real. On the surface, executives look confident. Underneath, they know expectations are massive, returns are uncertain, and the market is watching closely. So maybe AI taking jobs was never the full story. It was a headline that moved faster than reality. The data shows AI struggles with real-world execution. The spending shows massive expectations, and the market reactions show growing doubt. AI isn't a job destroyer, it's a tool. Powerful, yes, but limited. The real shift isn't humans versus machines, it's humans who understand AI versus humans who don't. And that difference will define the future of work. At Career Seekers Network, we don't just talk about the future of work, we prepare you for it. If you're serious about landing your dream job, contact us today and let's build your strategy together. Contact right now. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click the bell icon.